vacations. I know some people went right into August, like, yeah, can't wait for August, and then ended up just playing Counter-Strike some more. I mean, Stewie was like one of them who was like, I've just been playing more Counter-Strike than ever. Others were like, I have no idea what to do with my life. Like Moses, for example. Yeah. We'll see maybe Immortals, if Immortals were in the same kind of situation.
They are going to get themselves towards that B site already. Smoke to the top side. Lucas ready to come out here. It's KNG to take his place. Taco with 3 quick kills. The USP one-taps are real. Phelps burns alive, but Taco takes another. It's a fiesta on the B site.
Wow. Took him more time to run to B than it took Taco to kill them all. God damn. Oh, so satisfying when you don't have to move, huh? Boop. Oh, later, kid. Peace, nerd. That's what's going through my mind. Yeah. It's different ways.
To BM?
Exactly. Keep it inside, though. Don't express it.
Fallen's going to get aggressive on long A. Flashbang versus the first one down, but then he comes peeking back in for this. He wants to fight.
Oh my god. He's throwing everything.
Dipping, ducking, and dodging. Somehow still standing at the end of this. Obviously, Immortals come into this round with the armor, pistol, arrows, and that single scout for Henny.
Moment of silence here. Some Immortals figure out what to do next. Fallen hasn't moved. He's been really aggressive. Wow. I mean, he was literally using a smoke to cause a slight distraction, just to give him any excuse to peek again, because he's got that discipline.
Cross to platform, costs Phelps 70 health. Flashbang goes the other way, allows for him to try and force this fight. Steel just goes charging in with bomb, and it's been dropped. Immortal's gonna have to try and retrieve this. With 2 players here, the MP9 finds 1, and Henny still looking for another. But he comes up empty-handed. Taco takes the last. That's a flawless conversion from SK.
I wonder if they feel like Immortals have the idea to start off the game moving relatively quickly, and that's why SK want to get in their face right away and shut down any chance that they have to get their feet on the ground and maybe make them feel like they can take control of things. This is some people refer to maps as being momentum-based, and I think that the same conversation is had about teams and Immortals being at the forefront of that conversation, so I'm not sure if that's a specific strategy against them, but it seems to be working anyways.
Sacrificing themselves to the B site is Immortals. KNG gets a TK in the process. SK keep up all 5. So, money being made. And SK sits the 3-0 start. That's fantastic for them. See if these SMGs decide to get aggressive, as they will hang on to 3 of them.
Knowing that, oh, actually, because they just saved so many people, didn't upgrade 3 SMGs, Fallen's Op becomes a little bit of a liability. I would try to keep this safe in this round, just because Immortals, if they're able to get it, will obviously use it. And that's Henny's comfort zone as a superstar offer. Oh, a lot of counter nades coming out of B-plat as Lucas tries to squeeze his way out.
Fallen's already boosted inside counter. Lucas finds Phelps first and foremost, but Fallen falls back as he finds another. Lucas able to create more space, but the CTs are still here. And Lucas is gonna shut them down. Great plays from him so far, but there's still 2 SK players up. One of which on site, the second nowhere nearby. Fallen.
Oh.
Crosses to the rock, takes some shots, and sits on 37, but the flashbangs go way up in the air, and now he tries to duel, but Lucas, he's having none of it. The MP9 of Fur, not long for the distance, so Immortals find a round.
Damn, I'd like a second look at that. Lucas at the 4 headshots, all one-taps. I don't think he sprayed a single time that round. And entering hard. Yeah, there's one, and we'll see. I don't think he bothered holding down on mouse 1. Easy stuff for him. Good play overall, and again, you know, even through the 2 grenades initially, as well as the Molotov in front of him, able to find his place in the madness. This time around, going to be throwing a little bit to bait out a strong reaction, because now SK are aware of the fact that they were very comfortable coming out long B. KNG with the op gets Phelps actually trying to get aggressive on B-plat. As soon as I feel like he realized that there wasn't going to be anyone coming up that quickly. Fallen already. Not even aggressive at A, actually just defending.
Now mirroring their performance versus Liquid, we find SK in the double op setup immediately in the 4th round. The moment they can afford it, they go for it. We'll see if either of those ops can find some kills here now. coldzera gets burned into the open, but takes one with him. Him and Bolt's able to trade back. Taco finding one, but Steel's able to trade, and Fallen gets in position in time, leaving it all just down to KNG. Now he has got the cover of the smoke here. CT's to reposition, but Fur's already on his backside, and it's a blind side. Almost costs him, but the leg shot's just not enough. 15 HP the difference, and an immediate reset versus Immortals.
Solid attempt at a very difficult flick there in the 1v2. And versus Fallen in that op, Fallen would have had to either look for another rifle to come back into that 1v1 or go toe-to-toe versus a player that could be anywhere. SK very fortunate to win that, recover, to keep with 2 people alive so they can recover both of their very expensive guns. And it's funny, they use Taco on B, and as great of a player Taco is, Taco's op on B hasn't always been that effective. It is kind of difficult to get a multi-frag on the B site with an op versus executes, but usually goes and gets 1 and maybe 2. As we saw, just in general, is probably feeling pretty good because of that pistol round. But now we move into this round. Immortals have decided to buy one more time, a couple of pistols, but a fast B hit.
Yeah, again, just hammering into the B zone. Phelps up close, falls first, but Taco burns one to a crisp and then plucks bolts to the backside. Still a 4v3, but a single AK in hand, now just chucked behind. It's gonna come down to the pistols. Deagle of Lucas connects, and then the CZ next. All of a sudden, we're down into a 2 versus 2. And Hen 1's got his hands on an AK. He chucks that over to Lucas, who can't actually grab it right away. Fires on the Deeg, Hen with another, and Taco's got to clutch this. 1 versus 2. As Immortals split, 1 plat, 1 coupe. And both of which are lit. But Taco, not gonna fancy his chances, so he tucks tail instead, heads over to the A site, and it's going to be Immortals to find a round. Now flipping that reset on its head and forcing SK into economic struggle.
And even with the utmost patience, cutting off an angle, decides to fall back. And Lucas actually does find an op in drop down, so that's a big win for Immortals on top of actually pulling the round out. And here we have the fallback, couple of kills. Almost 3 there. Good attempt. And just as I was kind of criticizing his play at B, he does have one of his better rounds, unfortunately, in a situation where they lose. And now it's SK to answer back with a buy of their own, recognizing that Immortals are a wounded beast, have spent a lot of money on that previous round, and even though they got a plant in 1, only kept 2 alive, and well, we have to spend quite a bit.
Looks like Fallen wants to shut things down, but
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. You think he knows this game well?
Oh, yes. Oh, yep. Oh, yep. Yeah, he picked that angle perfectly. Like, he's just so disciplined, man.
With that flashback, the T's get pinned in. Fallen allows for the crossback as a couple shots go wide, but he does still have a man locked to the corner. Taco gonna now get aggressive here. Taco the type of player where if you tell him what to do, he'll follow orders through and through. I think that's what makes him such a great teammate. Obviously, Fallen loves to praise him.
It's all those notes he's been taking.
It's very important. Look at DeBears.
Look at Scrawny.
Shh, don't tell them my secret.
Try hard. A setup very strong right now. Calcified defense, no one moving. All their angles covered. And it's going to be up to Immortals to cause a reaction. Not in all setups, but a lot. There's just the onus on the terrorists to get the opening kill with a crazy shot, and then if the setup's good enough, the trade becomes favorable for the CTs. coldzera falling back, though, in the situation. For some reason, they thought it was B. Whoever it was, a Lucas, was able to sell a fake. Very powerful stuff.
Fur's got a chance to fire off, but then Hen catches him up close. Fallen swinging it back with 1 as the Taco op connects. But now another 1v2 on the table for the young gun. He's going to try to find an angle. Would love for a 1v1, but Hen1's actually going to try to just push behind the door. Could be the execution, has gotten out, and the AK spray connects. So Immortals able to shift their attention towards that A site for the first time in this half, and already add that round to the board.
Yeah, Immortals taking a great amount of time there to pick A to go to. And here, Fur had the opportunity to not only stop the plant, but completely deny the round. There would have been no time to pick it up, as we see the next man to be able to get there was so far from the site. It's only like 8 to 10 seconds left. Would have been a bit too late. Now SK are on a full save. They were stacked up in A, ready for it, but bit hard on the fake. With just Lucas there, prodding at B.
Ooh. Where'd you go?
You didn't see me.
This will tell Fallen that he has indeed been spotted, but he's got no one to bail him out, so odds of survival are slim.
Oh.
Although he gets the dink off. Meanwhile, Henny starts to execute into the B site. Off of the CZ, he's able to take two. Fur responds with his pistol, and he actually drops the bomb off on top of that, but the flank comes in and it connects. Immortals will find 4, but at least SK putting up a fight here.
Yeah, and that's all they really wanted to do. So we can see the couple of rebuys are going to take a chunk of change out of the economy of Immortals, and this half is far from over, so economy is still a very, very big factor. Do we have anyone with a kit? Am I missing this?
No kits.
No one's got a kit.
They're not going to lose the sight launders.
That's the most confident play to make. I mean, if you really believe you're going to win, why buy a kit, right?
Fallen's got a smoke in hand, and there are T's here. Spots the feet and will fall back. Lucas gives chase. Fallen gives back, connects through the smoke onto KNG. Meanwhile, Fur drops Henny off of lower A. That's 2 quick kills on Immortals' attempt to push in. And Fallen, he's hungry for more. Gets closer to the door where Bolts is on the other side. Smoke, plumes, off, retrieved. But that's a bit of a sound cue. So the spam comes back and does tag him slightly. He's not locked into this fight, and Fur gives him some cover fire on the retreat, but the T does go forward. Steel could catch him.
Oh, there was a chance there. Fallen missing a very important shot. Is there a man? Fur is actually now watching long as Fallen peers down the ramp into a group of terrorists. Smoke actually goes down. Interesting spot. Taco picks up the slack, and Steel answers back. 1v3.
Peppering off to the top of ramp. There's where SK take it. So we get that moment where, you know, Fallen and Fur are able to clear out the A site for the most part. That initial push gets pushed back. Immortals not deciding to go all the way back to the B site, but instead look to re-engage and to clear those portions out a second time. Almost gives them this like false confidence that the players on the A site have fallen further back than they really did. Because the moment they come out the door, they're met with aggression, and SK then close out the round then and there.
The deep part about SK is that they're so good at knowing when to re-aggress, when to call out plays like that. They do it to every single team, and it just shows how much confidence they have. And obviously, you know, if you do that at the wrong time, you just get punished for it. But in that situation, we're able to come out ahead, no problem. Looking very safe, keeping Immortals very far from the site. And just as we talked about, didn't need a kit to win it. In no danger of allowing a plant. Long B control, a very passive way, as Steel has been given dropped. This is a very interesting setup from SK.
We talk about how drop down can counter the man on boost, and that's exactly where Phelps is standing.
Yeah, you could get peeked right now. I mean,
Zera and Taco here to cover. Very clustered defense, but down goes Phelps regardless. And then Steel just gets back into the safety of that corner. Taco sprays wildly, Cold Zera executes one, but then the B site crumbles at the feet of Immortals. Fallen and Fur, nowhere to be found.
Bomb has been planted.
never thought I'd say this, but I think Coldzera just made a mistake. Being the man to watch long B, actually had a better angle to watch it than Taco did, and Taco could have watched drop for him from Pizza, which is a very common spot to watch drop. Maybe didn't expect people were going to be coming through that smoke as quickly or as slowly as they did, and so turned around. But after getting that first kill, maybe almost certainly should have just focused on long B. Super tight setup, and they didn't have all of their options covered. No one to even pick up drop, and Steel was given a free opportunity to get a kill.
At least both of those guns are moved forward with armor, kits, and utilities.
But now they're in a very awkward position. Do they just want to eco behind these? Not a lot to spend on. And see, Cold actually gets killed from behind, maybe.
Yeah, he did. He had to answer back once we see Phelps removed from tree side. Of course, it is still SK able to afford here. Triple UMP. But Immortals have gotten themselves into a really prime spot. Still a very close game. Even though we've seen very immediate resets versus SK. I mean, 3 of their 5 rounds come from the pistol and following conversions.
That's true.
Each time they win a gun round, Immortals just send their money packing.
He's gonna have to flick up to hit this or look to dodge a flash.
Instead, he practically eats it.
Yeah.
We saw Immortals take drop down for relatively free. That's where Steel was able to find Phelps off the tree, so we'll see if that can happen yet again. As he does get himself up close, the flash goes down. Coldzera as well, dropped to the gun of Steel. He's able to creep his way to the site. Full flash, Taco down for the count. And Fallen and Phelps responding back already. Phelps actually able to get down below, but the AK of KNG's not enough. It's Bolts to trade it back. And a 2-on-2 ensues with Fur unsure as to where this man's coming in from. It's right by his side. Bolts hammers it in. And that leaves Fallen to clutch, not Taco this time.
Oh, spotting a player.
But the shot goes wide. There's a man to his backside. Here's the drop, and it's not enough of a warning. Bolts coming in big with some kills towards the end. That's Immortals in the lead.
Solid B hit there. Coldzera pushing in front of this flash, thinking if I don't get flashed, I have a good chance now. Steel, once again, getting that entry and also killing Taco here, who I think after he B-hopped out of the site was completely blind. Seeming like their B has become quite exploitable, even in a couple of setups now. Nades don't do any damage. KNG with the MAC-10, very little to lose.
Just throwing himself into these grenades, really ensuring that he can push forward. Taco's gonna get pinned in. Lots of frags going the way of the Immortals. So, as it should have gone, the way of Immortals with their weaponries. Fur, of course, tries to find the exit. Does catch Henny in the open. That's a pistol v pistol. And a headshot connects. An op for Fur. So not just damage dealt with Immortals losing 3 of their players, but if Fur can hang on to this cannon, that's a serious prize for his efforts.
Really difficult to get your ducks in a row in a situation like that where somebody just runs into you, but times his reaction perfectly, hits that headshot. And it doesn't look like they're going to challenge him for this op. It's a big find. Immortals, however, up to 7 to 5. And SK, in terms of money, I don't know where we're at exactly. Holds his ground, readjusts, good headshot.
Cracks it.
Yep, the buy does come out. 3 rifles versus 4.
Looks like they're just gonna forward themselves straight in. KNG with a falling headshot to Coldzera. He actually gets himself into drop down already. Steel with another frag. This is Immortals across the kill feed. Taco able to take it back with one, and he dinks up onto Steel. Molotov blocks off Highway, but the smoke blocks his line of sight. So he's gonna get up close, takes damage furthermore, sits on 14, great kill. Knows there's a man in smoke, but Bolts covers his bomb planter. And it's fallen to clutch yet again. Bolts to the other side of the boxes, Fallen patient here, has no kit, but he does have an opening. Smoke grenade allows the cross, he wants that AK, he takes it. Steel incredibly tagged, but almost gets the kill. Fallen closes the gap, and he takes the headshot and the round for SK, picking up a kit in the process. Very well done. Finally, SK are able to close out one of those clutch moments.
Yeah. When clutch finally goes their way. I actually wonder why Steel peaked like that when he came out this way. With such low HP, I mean, only one bullet. If you do have the opportunity to trap someone while they're holding W, that's always really good, because again, super hard to counter-strafe in that situation, but it wasn't into a headshot angle, which he would have liked, and Fallen also had a ton of HP to make sure that he hit at least one bullet. Would have been difficult to try to bait his attention from around the rectangle, saw an opportunity, tried to take it. Henny actually out-ops Fallen. That's a big deal. We see the op recovered. The M4's thrown back onto Plat. Just two players up on B.
Great flash to the eyes of Lucas, still able to get closer to the site. There's two of SK's men in position, one of which is Taco, up close on the cannon, spots it and takes it down. Man to the top side now revealed, and Cold will find Bolts. Flashbangs continue to pop, but as do the heads of all players. Coldzera swapping to the sidearm, saves the day. Or at least he almost does. It's Phelps to save himself. Lucas now to reaggress, spraying and connecting onto Fur. 2v2. 50 seconds left as both teams just pump the brakes. Lucas finds another opening, and it's all on Phelps. Very low health and an op in hand. He's just gonna creep his way around this corner. Very wary of his other side, and that could cost him.
Oh, is he gonna push all the way through?
Or is he just gonna wait?
Oh, they spam. I don't know if they saw. They might have saw him. I'm not sure.
Game sense.
Game sense. It could be game sense. It's a very high likelihood of that, in fact.
That, Mr. Mohan. Why are you laughing? That's your name.
I guess. Oh, they did. They saw us,
right.
but yeah, not games.
So that now marks the third reset versus SK. We're talking one round versus the three of Immortals. One round to SK, and then three to Immortals.
And each of those 3 rounds was a reset because of V-hit.
My goodness. Immortals putting up a very serious half. Again, half of these rounds from SK are the pistol inconsequent conversions. So, can they overwhelm the pistols yet again? Lucas can't. He gets pushed back with 12 health, but Bolts, well, he adds a couple kills to the shelf. Lots of spam going out here. I mean, how often have SK stacked players inside the nooks and crannies of this bomb site, trying to fight their way from the drop down? So much damage to SK's favor. 2 frags as well, but Steel, he sprays for 2, and Fallen finds another. Lucas incredibly hit, and his teammate nowhere to be found.
Oh, I mean, it's last round, yeah. Just looking for a new way back into the site. 2 HP. Lucas has found a brand new place to sit. Will Fallen clear it? Doesn't look like he will. Shot in the side. Round over. Immortals with 9.
6-9 the scoreline as Immortals turn things back and actually control SK, not only in a fact of the matter with the score, but also with their aggression. A lot of plays that we saw SK use earlier this week were not afforded. We're going to see if they can find some success on the T half after a brief break in between halves. a very versatile Immortals end up coming out on top of that one. Again, a substantial lead over top of SK following their T side, but 9-6 on the T side of Cobblestone. I'd say once upon a time, and arguably now, that's pretty par for the course.
Yeah, definitely pretty par for the course. There was definitely a lot of good things to say about the way they played that half out, the way that they tried to go for A control. They spent just enough time on each site, and their B hits were quite innovative. And I think that that pressure caused a lot of problems for SK. I don't want to say they were scared. There were a couple of missteps, I think, by both maybe Cold and Taco in the site being a little bit too fluid in situations where they needed to focus on drop or focus on long B. But in spite of that, Taco actually having 120 ADR, actually monster performance, and Fallen looking extremely confident, gotta say.
Yeah, and what blows my mind is that despite him looking that confident, he was not going for that like extra confident play style that we saw versus Luminosity last night, right? There was no crazy long A flanks going on with the AWP in the middle of gun rounds. We only saw that counter boost into drop down a single time from him. Those were the kinds of, you know, like overzealous plays that he was making that allowed for SK to have that extra level of success earlier this week. I feel like Immortals did curb SK in a lot of ways and kind of force their hands to play more passive, like Luminosity did on Inferno yesterday.
Fast A play. Ooh, Lucas gets a tip. Is that the bomb shown as well? Yeah, it is, but they're actually running back. I think they maybe wanted to, well, first of all, either clear out forward A, but then let them know that they had the bomb there and the intention to go to A. So for now, we've actually attracted some CTs into fortifying the site. And again, this rotate is a long time. No, not from A to B, but from long A to long B, for sure.
Bolts to the boulder. T side to the B site.
Ooh.
But it's Henny who's able to open up. Steel finds one as well. It's Immortals to the kill feed, and SK to the ground, but Fallen doubles down and now leaves Taco 1v3. They offered up a side of Immortals, and he hits the gush. Both players now dinged, but KNG's got enough. He hits the headshot and takes Immortals to double digits.
Just wanted to do it for the ADR, those couple of last headshots. And almost a recovery in that situation, but solid hold from the two players that were actually at B, as Immortals had one on rotate, two dedicated to long A. Those guys would have taken a sweet while to get there to help out once the bomb had gone down, if it did come to that. So very important that they were diligent in their rotate. Now just a little bit of B control and Olaf smoke to stir a reaction.
Frag grenade could do a lot of damage, but they all spread out. Steel to the half wall. Spraying off the MP9, and Lucas, he's actually going to force this fight. Drops the bomb in the process and taps for the next one, but he's taken down. That's Fallen, at least with one frag. But that one frag's all SK's got.
And those numbers will add up in anti-ecos. So, because of that, now SK have only a couple of upgraded pistols. I don't know if everybody will, but with 1900 across the board, it seems like they have a plan of action for how to use the money they have left to spend. Immortals, 3 MP9s are going to look to farm. Actually, everybody here will be happy to take a frag.
Give me that moolah. Oop, bomb dropped, and follow-up shot. Nicely done. Oh! Oh, another! Only Cold Zera's left over. Give him the ace. That's what you get when you try to take it. A deny. Cold Zera, it's a matter of time before he dies. There we have it. Steal. Even with Henny right there.
No shame.
Man. Look at this USP.
Stuff.
Done. So, we get the pistol out of the way. We see the conversion points from Immortals. They've gotten the 3-0 start and the doubled score line of their Brazilian brethren.
Nothing short of a genocide. In this map, The counter boost is forfeited, actually. I think the Molly top drop. Was that a defensive Molly from the terrorists? I didn't actually get good eyes on that, but either way, fur falls off.
Lucas just clothesline Phelps.
Driving up his body would get me nuts.
Goes backflipping off of the staircase. We're Immortals 5v3 already.
Immortals are ready to lose this round.
Yeah, the only investment was really that AWP. And even that pans out. Coldzera skewered to the side of drop down. My goodness. SK, where have you gone?
You just fully expect until the game's over that SK will win. But this time around, it seems like it's actually getting away from them. Especially telling when it's a round where the other team has 3 SMGs and are just building bank on top of this.
What's wild is that they've already retrieved the double AKs, and if/when they are able to finish off SK, that could be a full arsenal of rifles for absolutely free. If that economy gets rolling, it's exactly what you need to really lock things down on CT Cobble. Molotovs, frags, all the trimmings.
Chicken dinner. The bomb's been forfeited. They didn't see it, though. Ooh.
Man, SK are getting rocked.
Additional salt. Yeah. Hate to put it so frankly, but it's true. And yeah, there it is.
So,
ran up his body like a tractor.
SK have that one AK moving forward, belonging to Taco. Immortals taking a page out of SK's book, going for that counter boost early on, and then the double op setup as soon as possible. Henny takes 2. These poor pistols have no chance in the world.
Not a chance in heck. On B control, why not?
Get out of my way. Tries to retreat. It's blocking the windowsill. Fur is able to retrieve that AK, but now it's all that's left. KNG on A finds another kill. Fur's just left scratching his head.
Fortunately, SK were thinking about next round already. I mean, that's the only thing they have going for them at this moment. But, Fur? Oh, what? Moves off his off angle for a second, and there he is, bolts to appear with the spray. And this, I mean, this is just like repeat after repeat after repeat. This is something Fallen will not do, ever. It will never just simply repeat. Wait for a flash, throw a flash of his own, try to shoulder peek first. When Henny's feeling it, he's a little bit more careless, that's for sure.
Yeah, stylistically a very different AWP player.
Well, like one's better and one's not as good.
Yeah, stylistically. So SK come in with a buy. Poor Taco's got just that D.
Oh.
Deep frag.
Left or right, fall in.
Does soften him up. Molotov gonna burn them out. As Fallen goes above, he drops bolts. And both players cross back.
That flick almost gave me whiplash. Follow that.
Fur's able to afford himself some drop control, but the problem is they still have platform to deal with. So Fur, at a distance, misses the shot. And it's still a 5v4 on SK's favor, but ooh, now it looks good. A crucial kill.
Yeah, that kind of made up for it. Ooh, KNG. Good opportunity to kill. Fallen, though, capitalizing. 2 up for Immortals, both on the B site, however.
Lucas can still get over towards site, though. They've lost platform, but they've still got some control on site. Henny through the boulder, takes down Fallen and another. So it's down to Taco, who comes up with 2 op shots of his own. A solid round for SK added to the board, but it's still a doubled score in the favor of Immortals.
Critical op brags from both Fallen and Taco. The alternative op brothers to Henny, and actually, I think, was Lucas opping in that round? Or it might have been KNG, actually.
He definitely had it behind the boxes, but I don't know if he picked that up.
Yeah.
Either way, lots of op presence in that last round. Immortals still able to hang on to 2 of those cannons.
Long the interactions have been intense. Counter nade, no damage. Taco's out though. He's unleashed him. He's looking for a kill. Oh, he wants this fight, but Bolts is fine with that.
See if Steel can hold the windowsill. Fallen gets significantly hit up. Fur wants to remove this man. Taco down, coldzera takes his place, Bolt sprays away. Oh, and he hits it. Catches it on the cross. Now this is Immortals down to the 4v4. Hen 1's still inside of Chicken Coop. But that bomb from SK is nowhere to be found. They're gonna leave coldzera over here alone.
SK are gonna lose this whole map if they lose this round. There's no way they have money. Down to 1 last round, won that last round. Uh-oh.
KNG connects, Fallen removed. Lucas still aware of this flank. Henny removed off the backside. KNG is going to feel the pressure, and his shot doesn't hit. Steel trying to bail him out here as the smoke provides cover. Phelps drops the bomb in the open, and there's no time for Fur. He's done for. Immortals secure OT with an 8-point lead. This is unexpected.
Was this team in danger of dying? Was that really an actual possibility at some point? They have shown they definitely have it right now. They are playing unbelievably well, not allowing SK to breathe whatsoever.
This is a major finalist.
This is a major finalist. Yeah. Have SK gotten to a final they haven't won? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd throw out this Hail Mary statistic, just in case.
There's that 1 UMP for coldzera. He's going to have to be the playmaker in this round. He's got the utility to couple that gun. Been able to get himself into drop down. Steel on the very same angle. Starts to move and it costs him. That's big. coldzera immediately jumps outwards and upgrades to the M4. Now there is still no smokes for SK, but he's got that single flash. It could serve as the trigger to a flooding of terrorists. Right now SK look like they might just try to fake this out on B. They've got 2 players on drop, 1 long. Smart. Putting the M4 in the hands of Fur so that he can move it over towards the A site and really doubling into this. It's going to leave coldzera on the lurk, but Lucas, he sits behind the cannons. T's start to line up, but he goes down. KNG needs to hold off, and he's going to get shanked. Phelps slashes him wide open, and coldzera comes in with the lurk. They've done it. They've at least given themselves some wiggle room moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, wow, it's kind of sad that it had to end up like this. I mean, if Immortals, I mean, we're still very far from anything crazy happening, but dying at cannons there with a rifle, good spot to get a couple of kills, if not all of them, and all this damage done by Bolts. SK are chasing, but they only had 1 alive last round. 5 on this one, on their busted eco round with barely anything to work with.
Slices the Achilles heel. Can run, but you can't hide, Blunders. The quadruple op. 2 per side.
You can jump, but you can't vault.
And one's able to open up. Fallen again losing an op duel.
Another duel.
Move over, old man. That's what he's thinking.
I'm DMing him out.
That's what he's thinking. I mean, how many times do you successfully pick Fallen? You've got to feel confident on that. Stylistically.
He will know about this.
Oh no. I'm over. I'm done for.
It's 2 people that won't be at a Brazilian major.
Yeah. Very stacked B site here for Immortals.
Big to have this opening kill, though. No matter who it is, just having that 5v4. It's forcing SK to be more aggressive, and Bolt's in a pretty good spot here. I like that they're maintaining long B control aggressively. Furkill's the only A player, however, 40 seconds remaining. There's options. However, Fur's actually running back to B, and I think they might maybe pull a rotate out of the site if they wait long enough.
Taco's just crouching around the corner. Bolts will pull the trigger. And he knows there's more here. Bomb just thrown to the wayside. 4 versus 2. Bolts has no need to peek this. He can just distract the whole night long. Fur finally removes him and baits out that shot. Sprays to steal. Great kill.
Nuts.
But that's